Hi everybody, this is Roxy and I joined the Swap Fun Book with Lisa and Yolanda. They are Lion Paw 55 here on YouTube. They're doing fun books and this one was a fall themed and you had to have so many pieces of like office supply type things and so many what are we trying, pattern paper and different, there's a whole list. Anyways, and I hope I did it all. But anyways, so here's my book for Janet Weed. I covered a 6x9 little Dollar Tree envelope with, this is some really cool pattern paper. I think it's where you make your own pattern on it. And, you know, draw your pattern and then cut it out and sew it. So I used some, Teresa Rogers sent me this with a swap. And I have gotten more use out of this Teresa than I don't know what. So I used some of that down here. Oops. And this is Authentiques paper. And then this is an old Jolie. Oh, it's in my stash. I hoarded it. The first time I used one of their stickers. And this is from Gail the Happy Stamper sent me a Stampin' Up! Catalog and had a card with this paper in it. And I've gotten a ton of use out of that too. This is a Dollar Tree headband and it was kind of a garish gold. I didn't like the gold. So I took some walnut distress ink and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed all over it and got kind of a little nicer gold out of it, more distressed, I suppose. So I'm just going to go through it. This is some wax paper that Tasha Boyd sent me. It's really cool old wax craft paper. And then I've included some watercolor paper and Tim Coffee K & Company paper and just did some washi tape. I think that's an old Meyer Road excuse me, envelope and tag. And then a vintage theater tag. Honolulu. And then I just cut out some tags from Tim Holtz die and folded them up and used them as a pocket. And that's the Sizzix Happy #2 tag. And some, I was getting rid of some of my Glimmer Mist, you know, when there was little bits in the bottle, and I just got tired of fighting with Glimmer Mist. I wish they would have had better nozzles when they started out. I spent a lot of money on it, and unfortunately a lot of it went to waste because you just couldn't spray, and it was so frustrating. Anyways, so I just sprayed up a watercolor tablet with some of the sprays and added that. This is a vintage tablet from grade school. This is more watercolor paper. And this is a tag that I did it the most Kaka made me way to sew it. I'm not even going to say how. And when I was sewing it, poking the holes and stuff, this slipped. But I kind of like the angle of it, so I left it. I was going to replace it, and I thought, you know, I kind of like just the wonkiness of that. This is some really awesome washi tape I got on Etsy. I think the brand is MO. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. These are some October afternoon little tags and more washi tape. Don't remember where I got that. I added a couple old recipes just to kind of make it feel like it can be a recipe book. It can be a hiking book that you watercolor in. I mean, it can be anything. And here's some more of my Glimmer Mist paper. And then I've added Tim Coffee trims from his collection. Here's some vintage graph paper. It's actually accounting paper. And then this is an old page from some old book about old Russian men. And another little thing. And then this, I just tucked this in. This is really cool. It's from a, this is an old, kind of keep track of things book. It's got 1884, 1885. So this is from 1884. Look at that handwriting. Hope you can see it. But it's really funny because it's diseases of women. And evidently this, I think the advertiser on the booklet, or whoever sent it out, made products called Favorite Prescription was one, and using the local treatment, recommending your common sense medical advisor. And this woman was having lady part problems. Where did it say? 5 years is dreadful. Oh, uterine problems. Uterine troubles. I gotta get my glasses off. Female weakness, cured after physicians, but they're using their book, The Medical Advisor, and 6 bottles of Golden Medical Discovery, and 6 of the Favorite Prescription, and 6 vials of Pleasant Purgative Pellets. They liked alliteration. So this is kind of fun to read. So I tucked that in. I didn't want to glue it down because, whoopsie, sorry. Both sides were kind of cool, so I just tucked it in the tag. Some more craft paper, and then I added a Betty Crocker coupon. Janet's from Canada, so I don't know how much Betty Crocker. I suppose they get Betty Crocker up there. I was going to do a Thanksgiving one because they have Thanksgiving. But I thought, leave it wide open. Then you can do anything you want in it. And this is the back of an envelope. She can stick a tag or something in there. And this is one of my Tim Holtz coffee stain tags. Another recipe card. I put this in upside down. Actually, I put it in right side up. Well, I either put this upside down or the envelope upside down. But I wanted to use the envelope. So I thought, well, pumpkins from heaven, or gourds from heaven, whatever. Another little tuck spot with some real-life ration stamps from World War II. So Canada wouldn't have had any of those, but I thought I'd tuck them in there so she can see what a ration stamp looked like. Not that I ever saw one or used one in real life, but I've got a couple booklets that I found at antique stores. Here's some more. Here's the envelope, and then I tucked in another letter that's, I don't remember if it was from this envelope or not, because I kind of separate things. Dear Dolores and George. So, who is this? Mrs. J.W. Corolla. No, this was a different stash I got. Yeah, okay. So, anyways, the letter's kind of fun to read. So I tucked that in there. Don't want to ruin it. Some more writing paper. And this is Corolla. This was from Lori Ballish. She sent me a bunch of stuff from, it was this, whoever baby this was, it was their baby book and everything the mom got, like plant, flowers and welcome babies cards, and then her shower cards from her baby shower and shower cards from her wedding. And it was kind of sad because it's like, people just don't keep that stuff anymore. But thank you, Lori, for that. And this is that washi tape. It's really, really nice quality washi tape, too. And another pocket from Tim Holtz tag with a happy tag. Another piece of that book. Well, it's the other side of that book page. And then, as usual, I get kind of wore out towards the end of my books. Here's another page from that. That's what I'm trying to think. Ledger. So it's somebody... I can't even read it. For Harris. 6-ounce Somerset. 1885. Jessamine. I wonder if that is Jessamine. That's the street. No, that wouldn't be that. I don't know what that is. I can't really read it. Loaned, maybe? Anyways, it's kind of cool. And again, this is some more health questions and whatnot. It's the favorite prescription. I think it's mostly lady part pains. Here's more watercolor. tablet. And then I added, I don't know if she got they get green stamps in Canada, or did, I should say. But this is the S&H green stamp. That was our local stamp company. And I remember I loved getting the stamps out of the thing at the register. And I loved more putting them in my mom's book. So that was kind of fun to do when we were little. Oops, there's some glue issues. Shame on me. And there's the end of the book, and then there's a pocket in the back so she can add stuff or put stuff in there. And this fits on just like this. Oops. And then it lets the book kind of, it doesn't squeeze it too much. It's kind of just perfect for it. So I hope she likes it, and thank you for watching.